Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome to Lifetime Learning Channel, Lifetime Journey Channel, and this is your Shravan. Okay, children, today I am going to talk about digital assets. Okay. First, I will tell you what is a asset, right? Do you know what is meant by asset? Okay. For example, right? You have a car, right? You have a house, right? So asset means whatever owned, right? For example, like asset can give you, it can give you some money. For example, I will give you, right? For example, we have one house and we are getting the rent. Okay, that's called asset. Or for example, like let's say we have car, right? And car which will help us to drive from one place to another place. So which is saving the taxi money, right? So it's an asset. So that's called tangible asset. Okay, tangible means which is appearing, right? For example, like for example, you see the house, right? House is a tangible asset. Asset means what? Asset means you think it is like similar to cash, right? Cash is an asset. Asset means it's like a something you own it. Okay, something you own it. Okay, and then tangible means which is visible. Let's say for example, house, right? House is an asset, visible. Car is an asset, visible. For example, TV is an asset, visible, right? Which gives money directly or indirectly, right? So intangible asset means your knowledge, right? For example, like we learn something, we use that to earn money, right? So that's an intangible asset. Do you understand? So for example, your skills, let's say for example, you have a painting skills, right? You have a painting skill where you use that painting skill to make the painting and then you earn the money, right? Skills, these are all intangible assets. For example, like you have a swimming skill, you go and participate in swimming and you earn medals, right? So it's a intangible assets. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about very important one, which is a digital asset. The today's topic is actually it is a digital assets. Okay, that is the purpose of that. What is a digital asset? This is actually the word. Yes, this is the word I actually coined, right? Why I'm saying digital asset is, see, there is another asset called like financial asset. Financial asset means, for example, your bank account, right? Bank account is a financial asset, right? Which holds. So I'm talking about digital asset. So as a part of the digital asset, I'm going to introduce you some of the things. Okay. First and foremost thing is I'm going to talk about like mobile, right? So what do you do with the mobile? Yeah, you can do that, and you can do the, for example, like mobile. One is a like today the reason why I'm going to cover digital asset is because it is very helpful for you over the lifetime, right? Because this is very important. Everything, right? Nowadays everything is digital. Let's say for example, like I will start what are all the digital assets, right? First thing is mobile. Mobile is a physical asset, which is tangible asset, but whatever inside the mobile is a digital asset. You understand? For example, like you have WhatsApp, right? WhatsApp, everything whatever you have inside WhatsApp. For example, WhatsApp will have like what? Contacts, messages, and all those, right? Messages, videos. For example, like you see, for example, like you have contacts. WhatsApp will have all the phone contacts, your relatives. And next, it will also have some videos which are forwarded, right? Videos. Or for example, it may have the photos. Okay. So this is very important. WhatsApp. So mobile. And also, if you go to India, right? There is one app called PhonePe. Using that, once you configure to your mobile, right? Mobile, what is actually the very important part of the mobile? SIM card, right? Why do you use mobile? Mobile is for making calls, but nowadays it is a smartphone, so you can have so many things, right? So SIM card is very important. Correct. So SIM card is very important, right? Without SIM card, nothing works. SIM card and internet connection. What are important for mobile? Mobile, SIM card, and internet. Mobile, yeah. So SIM card and internet, Wi-Fi. Okay. So now I am going to talk about what are all other important things, right? Apart from mobile. The reason why I am going to cover is it is very important. For example, like what else you have, right? For example, right? If you take the Google, right? Google, what are all the digital assets we can have? So first, no, I'm talking about when it is assets. Yeah, you can use Google for search, but our individual assets. For example, like I have Gmail account, right? Gmail account is very important. For example, like today's Gmail is your for communication, right? For example, like anybody sending the messages, or even I'm paying the bills, or even anybody sending me the bills, everything is in Gmail, right? So these days Gmail is very basic thing. So first and foremost thing is mobile. Mobile means your SIM card. SIM card is nothing but your phone number, right? SIM card will have your phone number. And next one is Gmail. Okay. Again, Google, another thing is Gmail is for communication. Communication. Okay. And the second thing. Yeah. Second thing is Gmail, for example, you have a YouTube channel. This is also digital asset because, for example, you have YouTube channel, right? And where you have a lot of subscribers and you may get the money, right? For example, if you have a lot of subscribers.
If you have a lot of subscribers or views, they'll give you money.
Yes, correct. So YouTube channel is also one asset. Okay. And what is the second one? For example, Google Drive. Do you know Google Drive? Do you guys use Google Drive? So nowadays, most of the people, including me, right? Everybody is saving all the documents. For example, like documents or your important documents, everything they are saving it in the Google. Yeah. So Google Drive. For example, like Gmail is more like a communication, and this one is, for example, like let's say I'm giving example, right? Let's say you have driving license. Where do you save it? You save it in the Google Drive, so that you can carry wherever you want. You can open and you can use it, right? Like that, Google Drive nowadays has everything. Okay. And next one is a photos. You know Google Photos?
Yeah, it stores all your memories.
Correct. It stores all your memories. So memories is very important. So for any given person, right? Any given person or family, right? Basically, they will have a Gmail. YouTube channel may or may not. Sometimes it may be one or more, right? Here also Gmail you have one or more, right? One or more. Sometimes you may be having multiple Gmail accounts. For example, I will give you an example. You have a school one Gmail account. Yeah, like that you may have one or more Gmail accounts. And one is a YouTube channel. Next, Google Drive, right? Personal Google Drive. Next one is a Google Photos. What you usually do, like whenever we are taking the photos and all, we will take the backup and we will store it in the Google. So that Google Photos will have memories of all the years. Let's say, for example, it will have the memories of last 20 years. Yeah, for example, if you go to the beach, it will have the memories of your memories. Okay. And anything else you can think of from Google. Google has so many things, but these are all. Yeah, website is outside Google. Okay, I will talk about like blog, right?
In Google, you can type up a website and then if you press it.
Yes, Google. There is a Google search. That is a Google search. That is a basically Google search engine, and you can have the blog. You know what is blog? For example, like I am writing diary, or I am writing something information. So I can create my own blog and I keep on writing. For example, like dad, right? I have a blog where again you can have one or more blogs. One or more blogs. Okay. So this blog is also like for example, if your blog become very popular, then also you will get the money with the ads and all. But blog is like, you can have one or more blogs. In my case, like for example, I have 2 blogs. Okay, so like that. So you'll have Gmail. Blog you can use for example, like you visit some place. You can talk about, you can mention about like what are the places you visited, and you can give that. For example, we went to a trip, we can write one blog with all the details, just very similar to your diary or journal. Okay, so I'm just repeating, right? For Google, a person can have these many digital assets. Why I'm saying digital asset is very important, because for example, all my communication with my personal communication, everything is in my Gmail, one or more accounts. And YouTube, again, it maybe depends on the channel, right? For example, currently I don't have a channel. You guys have a channel, but it got deleted, right? And next one is a drive, Google Drive. It is very important because nowadays everybody keeps the documents in Google Drive. Okay, and yes, and next photos also we are keeping, like, so that it will be the memories. And next is a blog. Okay, blog may or may not everybody have, but people can have one or more blogs. Okay, this is about Google. Okay, just like Google, right? So what are the basic things nowadays? What are the very basic things nowadays very important is, one is definitely mobile, right? With, for example, if anybody lost the mobile, he lost so many things. For example, like you logging into any bank website. Correct. For example, like nowadays, like if you, all your bank accounts, right? Bank accounts are linked to your mobile number. For example, like whatever, all the bank account, right? OTPs. I'll talk about what is OTP, right? You guys know OTP?
No.
One time password, right? For example, if I try to log into the bank website, it will send me one time password to my mobile number. So that's why mobile is very important. Mobile, which includes SIM card and internet. And always remember, don't connect your mobile to the public Wi-Fi networks, because people can do the hacking and they will take the data, or they will steal your information, right? So that's why mobile is very important. Don't connect to the public Wi-Fi, number 1 tip. And then make sure that your mobile always on and connected to the SIM card. The SIM card means it will connect to the network. Okay, so I talked about mobile, I talked about the Google. Now what I will do is, I will talk about, as a part of the digital asset, I will also talk about the, what is the next one, right? See, Google is a one company, right? Google is one company, you can have all these details. Similarly, for example, if you are using the smartphone, right? Let's say you can use 2 types of smartphones. One is Android and one is a Apple phone, iPhone, right? So whenever you are using the Android, you use your Google account or Gmail account. Google account. So let's say, for example, if mom is using Android phone, smartphone, then she is using the Gmail account. And if I am using iPhone, I have the Apple account. Okay, Apple account. Again, this is very important because this stores all the data in the iCloud. So all the details, right? For example, photos, videos, whatever I have taken on the mobile, one is a Google is a one website, like one company, or it can be like iPhone, iCloud. Okay, you need to be very careful, like for example, if mobile is lost, for example, iPhone is lost, immediately you need to make sure that your iCloud account is protected. Okay, mobile is lost, immediately you make sure that you go to that website, iCloud website, where you will, or you need to inform them, you need to call them or drop them as email and then let them know. Oh, then maybe you have to immediately, first mobile is lost means first you need to go to the police station, lodge the complaint, take FIR, which is first information report, and then request the new mobile SIM card to go to your telephone company, right? For example, let's say Optus, right? For example, mobile is lost, immediately go to the police station, report it, take a police report, go to your Optus company or whatever your mobile company, and then take the mobile SIM card. Okay, and the third one is, for example, similar to the Apple, there is another one called the Microsoft, right? Microsoft. So Microsoft also, for example, like you have OneDrive account. Okay. So you have to be very, very important about when it comes to the digital assets. Okay. One is Gmail is very, very important. First, mobile number is very important. For example, you got the mobile number. You have to make sure that your mobile number is with you, mobile number is turned on, your messages are up to date, and every time you're getting the messages.
You have to make sure your account is safe.
Yes. And the second thing is your Gmail accounts. For example, like I have created Gmail accounts for you, so you keep using, and you make sure that you are connected through your school or your like your tuition or any communication.
You can't tell anyone your password unless it's your parents or your school account.
Correct. So Gmail account.
Even in other videos, they always tell their password to us. I don't know why.
No, they shouldn't. That's a wrong thing. That's a hacking, right? So you shouldn't do that. Okay. And next, Apple. If you are using iPhone, for example, your iCloud account. If you are using Android, your Gmail account. Okay. And then Microsoft OneDrive. But usually, like I'm not using much Microsoft, so I'm not really worried about it. Okay. Next, I'm going to talk about what are important, right, for one person. Okay. Next, I'm going to talk about. For example, like take my case, right? I have everything in my Gmail, I have everything in my blog, I have everything in Google Drive, so I maintain everything in that. So all my history is there. So I have to be very careful. Like I should not lose my phone, I should not lose my account, compromise my account, right? Yes. Okay. Now what I will do is I will talk about now very important thing, right? Now I'm going to talk about what are the important for a person, right? For example, first important thing is your ID card, right? So every person, every country, right? You will have the unique ID card. For example, if it is India, right? There is something called Aadhaar. Aadhaar is a unique identity card, right? For example, if it is a US, they call SSN, Social Security Number. Okay? If it is Australia, right? For example, it is a state ID or driving license. Okay, so whenever, for example, like if you once you grow up, right, once you go, for example, like any person goes to anywhere, right, this is a basic thing. As long as you are in the country, let's say, for example, like if I'm in this country, I'm going to see one person in one office. First and foremost thing what they will ask is, where is your ID card? Where is your ID card? Okay, so if it is a for example, like if you are in Australia, you need to produce a driving license, or maybe social security number, or your ID number, right? So this is very important. That's why you should not tell these details to anybody, and don't share these details unnecessarily. You have to share to the authorized person. Yeah. And the next one is a passport. So what is a passport? Passport.
It's the thing that you take when you go and fly.
Correct.
The passport stores all your personal information and it allows you to travel overseas.
Exactly, that is important. If you are traveling overseas, passport is important, right? For example, like if I'm traveling within the country, right? Like for example, let's say if I'm traveling within India, within US, or within one state to another state, do I need passport?
No,
No
only when
need.
you're using a plane.
Even plane also, domestic travel, no need of passport, as long as you have the ID card. But you should have the passport if you are traveling outside, overseas. If you are crossing the border, right? Either through the ship, or either through the flight, or either even through train, anything. If you are entering other country, you need to have the passport. Because the moment you show the ID card, they will ask like, you are not from this country, can you show your passport? So again, passport, don't share with anybody. Passport is very important, and passport can be one or more. For example,
Only one passport if you're a different citizenship or you're from two different countries.
yes. For example, some countries they allow the dual citizenship. For example, right? I'm just giving example. Australia and US, they have the agreement, so they allow the dual citizenship. For example, somebody is an Australian, move to US, right? Still, they can have both passports. It's up to them. They can have both passports, or they can have only one passport, right? Passport is very important. And again, don't disclose the passport and don't share with the unnecessary people. Okay, people can tamper.
Authorized people who need to see it. Even the police, you shouldn't be sharing it
Correct. And another thing is passport should not be tampered, should not be wet, or should not be drenched, or should not be burnt, and you should not even tear the passport. If something is torn, then
Be mint condition.
correct, mint condition. Otherwise, what will happen? You are blocked. Right? For example, if you go to the other country, if our passport is spoiled,
You don't let it go. It's not
correct, you need to apply for the new passport. And Australia is one of the countries where passport is very expensive.
Like you have to pay for the passport.
Yes, even for passport, again, passport will always have the validity. Let's say, for example, if it is a 10 years validity, for children it will be like 5 years validity. So that means after 5 years, let's say children, again we need to apply the passport. That's called renewal of the passport, right? For example, like if I have the, let's say if I have Indian passport, right?
I have lots of convictions that it takes a long time to get passports.
It depends on, for example, if you're applying first time, maybe take a long time, but if it is the same, it will be quicker. Okay, so passport is the next very important one. And next I'm going to talk about, which is called the tax number, right? Which is for the tax, right? To file the tax, especially for example, like once the people start earning, or once people have the bank account and all, it's good to have the tax.
Taxes are things you pay to the government because you're using their things.
Correct. So in India, that is called PAN number, which is a permanent account number.
The only place you don't have to pay taxes is the
Dubai, yes. Dubai is 0, Singapore is less tax, but again, regardless of whether you pay it less or you pay it none and all, still you need to have the tax number. Okay. For example, in US it is again social security number is your tax number, but in Australia they call it TFN, which is a tax file number. Okay, this is very important. For example, like if you are working, or if you have a savings account, right? So you need to have the tax file number. Even if it is a children, we can start applying for the tax file number in Australia. Okay, so what are all covered? Okay, today before I'm wrapping up the video, right, I'm just going to give a good summary of all, right? Today I talked about assets. Today I talked about assets, right? What are the assets? Tangible, intangible, financial, and digital asset.
And Google and passport and tax and ID card.
Correct. So digital asset, what? First and foremost is your mobile, your Gmail account or Google accounts.
Passport, ID card, passport.
Correct. And these are the ID card, passport, tax. These are the essential documents for anybody, right? For example, like if you these once people grow up and once they start working or they're like major, these are very, very important. Okay, for student maybe they are okay with the student card.
Unless I mean you don't need a passport if you don't go overseas.
Correct.
If
But
you stay in the same country, your passport's not necessary.
but nowadays usually passport is also becoming essential because of the usually people, you never know, right? For example, like even sometimes even if you're going New Zealand or if you go any island or anything, right? So that's where also you need passport. But yeah, you are right. If somebody is in the country, never traveled outside, they don't need the passport. Okay, so make sure you understood all of these, and very, very important, and you retain all these, right? For example, like if any person, right, these are all like with these details you can identify. And one more thing, right, passport will contain all your family details also. For example, like child passport, right, it will contain mother name, father name,
Last name, brother name.
date of birth, date of birth, and your address, etc. So that's why passport is a essential document. Okay, so hope you guys understood today whatever I covered. I try to cover the most important thing, which is the digital assets. I didn't cover I just mentioned about tangible assets. Tangible assets, I mentioned about it. For example, house is a tangible asset, car is a tangible asset, right? If you have like let's say like for example, even mobile is a tangible asset, right? But whatever inside the mobile is a digital asset. And digital asset means like whatever all the like for example, Google, Gmail, YouTube, blog, Drive, these are all digital assets. And Google Photos, right? So again, you always remember like there are 3 companies, right? Tech companies. One is Google, one is Apple, one is a Microsoft. So these people may have the account and details with this one. Okay. Okay. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you. Thank you.
Subscribe and comment your videos and also share it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And hope you like the video. Thank you.